All right, let's talk about evaluating a design. So let's say you've done the project, you've designed how this project looks. Maybe you made a PowerPoint that you're going to present, something like that. So you want to ask yourself a bunch of questions regarding the rhetoric of this design. So the first question, does the design suit your purpose? So you had a purpose in doing this project, and when you did the design, you wanted it to achieve your purpose. So asking yourself that question, does your design achieve your purpose? That's a good initial question, right? So if you're trying to convey a message, let's say, does it convey the message? Does it leave anything out? Does it support the argument? So presumably you want your design to support the argument, not to conflict with it, right? And does it present the information that's necessary? You want all those things. You want to check all those things, right? Next, how well does the design meet the needs of your audience? Okay, so you design this, and it's for a particular audience, right? So consider your audience. What do they need? One thing they need, they want it to be appealing, right? They don't want it to be bored. So is it appealing? Have you achieved appeal? Is it legible? Can they even read it? Can they even see it? A question here, is the font large enough? If you have an audience that has all got glasses on or needs glasses, then you might want to inflate the font more, right? And is it organized in a way that they can understand it just by glancing at it? So you could consider the headings that you're using in the design. Does it help readers find the information they need? So is it confusing? Does it just look like a mess? Or is it clearly organized in a way where I can easily sort through it, find what I'm looking for? Those kinds of questions. How well does the text meet my genre requirements? Okay, remember a genre, that's the form of the writing that you're trying to create. So ask yourself, what kind of genre are you creating? So here's a few types of genres: an academic essay, a lab report, a resume, or a blog. Each of those has different requirements, right? They have genre requirements. So an essay, it's going to have paragraphs, it's going to have a title, things like that. A lab report, that's going to have like a procedure and results. A resume is going to have like your work history, and a blog that might be more informal. It might just have the date and title of the blog and then whatever you happen to write, right? So each of those different types of genres have different requirements. Are you successful in creating that genre by fulfilling those requirements? Ask yourself that question. And if you're trying to follow a certain formatting, like MLA or APA, you want to ask yourself, like, am I following that formatting? And you have to look up what are the requirements for that formatting. All right, and the last question here, how does the design reflect your stance? So that's your attitude. And you could have different attitudes, right? Serious attitude, playful, adventurous, conservative attitudes. Those are all attitudes you could have. You could perform those attitudes by having a specific tone, right? But the most important thing is are you achieving the tone that you intended? So you might have this tone in mind, that's how you want to come across. Are you achieving that? Are you executing what you intended, basically? So notice all of these we're trying to relate the design of what we made back to the rhetorical situation that we find ourselves in. So with stance, with genre, with the audience, and with the purpose, right? So that's different things you could ask yourself about your design.